Hi everybody, today's reading is brought to you by the number 1. That was the random number Google gave me. And so number 1, that is for Aries. So Aries, you're going to get a reading. This reading helps all, this reading harms none. According to free will, so let it be. Alright, Aries, let's see what the cards have for you today. And I thought as I shuffled, I would talk a little bit about why I don't why I don't watch the news. I was just listening to this podcast. This guy, I forget his name, but Tailored Life is the name of the podcast. It's like a fitness podcast. I'm really into fitness as well as tarot. And he was talking about like why he doesn't engage a lot with social media and kind of divisive political things. And it got me on this train of thought of like news and the fact that being unbiased is kind of a core tenet of journalistic, the journalistic profession. And then I was thinking like, well, how can a for-profit news agency be unbiased regarding the system of kind of economic, market-driven capitalism that sustains it? And what it comes right down to is they can't. And, we all know that we're in a very divided, divisive time, and I really think there's no that is not an accident, because if you think about it, like the poor and the miserable, that late capitalism generates, the system of exploitation. You can tell I'm a bit of a Marxist. That produces that has a vested interest in them being divided against each other. So if the poor and the miserable were able to unite, they might shake things up in terms of who has all the stuff in our culture. But if the poor and miserable are divided against each other and think that the other is the problem and keeps pointing fingers and, hating each other, then they're never going to unite. And the folks who kind of sit at the top of the trash heap can just kind of stay where they're at. And so, the fact that it's no secret that you can really choose the news you consume by choosing your news outlet, and they'll tell you exactly what you want to hear depending on what you choose, and they'll be very different, and so and diametrically opposed. And they're doing exactly what they need to do to keep things in the dysfunctional way that they are, which is divide people against each other. It's the oldest, strategy, divide and conquer. So that's why I don't consume news, is because I don't trust it. I believe it has an ulterior motive, no matter which side of the spectrum it falls on. Okay, enough about that. All right, so Aries, I just did your spread while I was ranting. So what you got here is you are in a place of, committing to something important to your future. And you're seeking guidance about that. You're actually, wait, take that back. You are, you're actually becoming the person that others will turn to for guidance. And so you've taken on a role of responsibility as an authority in terms of either teaching or spiritual practice or something like that. You have a lot to offer, and you're a very deeply spiritual person. and so that you're being of service in that way. You're surrounded by this moon energy, full moon coming up. So there's a bit of confusion about your role that you've taken on, and you're not sure about whether it's going to meet your needs in terms of financial growth. You're a little bit concerned about that, and you want to pursue it, but you also want to be comfortable financially. So yeah, that's what you're manifesting. You're manifesting investing your time in something, time and energy in something that you really are hoping is going to pay off in terms of financial reward, but it hasn't happened yet, and so you're in a space of waiting. Beneath the veil, you're feeling a little you're feeling available and maybe a little lonely. You're wanting to kind of meet and mingle and get out there. And if you're in a partnership already, you're moving toward your partner in a way that you're really hoping that they're going to meet you halfway. And if you're single, then you're feeling ready to go out looking for love. So you've got your cup and you're ready to ride out on a romantic adventure, if you will. The danger of this Knight of Cups is that he gets a little bit like he can be in love with love. So if that resonates for you, just that's something to keep in mind. Okay, so your recent past, you've been in a pretty comfortable space financially, and so you're happy about that. And you want that to continue. The future that's coming is you're going to be getting some attention. Whatever it is that you're working on right now is going to be successful, and you're going to draw some positive attention to yourself. People are going to like it. So yeah, that's good for you. Self, you got the devil. So don't overindulge. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Alcohol, other substances could also be, how shall I make this PG-13 rated? Intimate activities. Be aware of the potential for kind of addictive, compulsive behavior. It just kind of popped in my head, like the Hierophant shows up for people in a positive way. But if you do that to the extreme, you're going to feel like you're abandoning yourself, and then you're going to want to turn to something to numb that out. It could be food, could be cigarettes, whatever. So just be careful about that. Page of Swords in the environment. If you have an online presence, people are noticing you. They are looking at your whatever you're trying to promote, if that fits for you. There are people that are curious about you, that want to know more. So that's good. That's good. Hopes and fears. You really want this to move. Whatever it is, this new endeavor is that you're working on. And you could be a kind of a coach or an influencer in terms of like self-care and wellness, something like that, spirituality. You really want this to happen, and you want it to happen now. Okay, so that's your hope. And then your outcome is the Empress. So yeah, this is going to bear fruit for you. It may not look like kind of the vast financial fruit that you might be thinking about, but it is going to be spiritually fruitful, and you will be abundant. It's going to come to you, and it's going to come in a way that supports your well-being, and because of the good stuff you're putting out. You put it out, it comes back to you in a kind of effortless way. The Empress is very effortless, like she just is fertility embodied. So all right, that's what I got for you.